All right, it is time to chat about video today, my friends. You can use everything I'm about to say for YouTube, but more specifically, I want to talk about online courses. I've been getting a few questions within my Online Impact community about recording and editing video for online courses. So I am going to walk through software first. To record and actually editing is generally a whole separate ballgame, but there are a few tools that kind of offer both. And then last, I want to go over equipment like camera gear that you're seeing right now and/or microphones and stuff like that. And maybe at the end, actually, I wrote this down. I'll go over some different online course platforms. Even though I have other videos on that, I'll just briefly touch on that. So let's actually start off talking about software. Now, it's worth noting that if you want to record to an SD card using like a DSLR or something like that, of course, you don't need a specific software to record. You'll be using your camera, or you can use your smartphone or stuff like that. But if you want to be sharing your screen, of course, you'll probably need a software for that. The first one up here, I don't actually recommend using like a QuickTime if you're on Mac or whatever else is built in on your computer. Generally, they don't have any features and they're actually super hard to use, not always great. And there are some free and really affordable options out there that I want to cover. So first of all, Loom. Loom is a tool. I don't think it's actually supposed to be used for like online courses or whatever. It's one of the OGs for using your browser. I actually have it installed as a Mac app. I believe you can also do a Windows app as well, but you can also just do it from your browser to quickly record your screen. The great news is you can actually set it up to record more like this, like a webcam. If you have a webcam, or if you have a built-in camera on your laptop or a connected DSLR or whatever, you can use that as well. This camera that I'm using right now, I can use this with Loom too. I can use Loom to record something just like this or share my screen. And of course, it has a bunch of features like a highlighter. You can choose your setup. You can choose to record your webcam or not. You can see I appear down here now. Lots of great features. You can start for free. They have some upload limits or something like that. But if you want to go for the paid version, that's actually like $10 a month-ish. It's actually a great way to start. Ecamm Live is what I'm using right now. This is what I use predominantly for all of my YouTube videos and online course videos. You can actually see it on my screen right now. When I share my screen, it actually hides it, but you can actually see I'm monitoring myself right here. Not a little awkward at all. Ecamm Live is actually mostly for live streaming, but you can actually just record straight to your computer as well. This also allows me to have hotkeys set up to like quickly switch between me, this webcam, and sharing screen and different stuff like that. Ecamm Live is fantastic. It is Mac only. It is paid, but it's actually pretty affordable. OBS stands for Open Broadcast Software, I do believe, and this one works on Windows and Mac. I think I actually have it installed. It's very similar to Ecamm Live. You use this for live streaming. A bunch of streamers do, but you can also just record straight to your computer. You'll come in here, you will select your scenes is what they call it. I have nothing showing up because I haven't used this in forever, but you could do different apps. Like if you wanted to just broadcast Chrome, you could do that. If you wanted to have your webcam in here, you can resize it and move it around the screen. You can connect different audio sources. You can do a bunch of stuff. And you can also set up hotkeys to kind of switch back and forth like I was doing a second ago with Ecamm. And the best news is OBS is absolutely free. It does have a little bit of a learning curve. It's free. There's plenty of forums and YouTube videos out there. You can go learn more about it, but it's free and it works great and it's awesome. And you can also live stream with it. One thing I will quickly point out is if you're doing interviews with other people, one Online Impact member was using Zoom. I don't recommend Zoom for any published video because it's terrible quality. I mean, Zoom is a meeting software. It's not for recording high quality videos and getting them public facing on the internet. That's not what Zoom is for. But if you have to do that, you could also make it work. I mean, Zoom's free. They do have paid plans as well. And if you're doing interviews with other people and then publishing those, yeah, you might have to do Zoom or something like that. But I will say Ecamm Live and OBS allow you to use Skype if you're going to be doing like Skype calls, and you can make it look so much better. It requires a little bit more setup, but it's going to be so much more powerful than Zoom. You can meet on Skype. You're going to pipe in those Skype, you and your guest channels, I guess, if you will, into Ecamm Live or OBS, and you can kind of position them all around the screen. You can make it look a lot nicer than Zoom, and the video is going to be much higher quality. If you're a beginner, I recommend starting with Loom. It's free, or OBS or Ecamm to start recording from a webcam or DSLR and sharing your screen. Those are actually what I recommend. But Really quick, I want to hype up some of these things. Screencastify, I've never actually used. I've heard a lot about it. Actually, I have used this, but it's been years and years and years. It's also a Chrome extension, very much like Loom. I don't really know why anybody would choose this over Loom, but again, I've never used it. Some people speak very fondly of it. Another one that I just discovered, thank you, Melody, thecourseconsultant.com, also an Online Impact member, for sharing this one with me, would be Screencast-O-Matic. I actually got this yesterday just to play around with, and so far I'm really, really, really happy with it. This is not only something to share your screen, obviously, and record video, but a lot more, including editing and actually pretty robust video editing. We'll talk about this more in just a second, but Screencast, oh, by the way, and it's also super affordable, like really affordable, like $1.50 a month or something affordable. Crazy affordable. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But Screencast-O-Matic, free, really affordable, super cool so far. Also, Descript. I did want to highlight this because I've been using Descript for over a year now for podcasting. This is a podcast audio editor with lots of transcript features. That's kind of the hook of Descript, is that you can edit audio via editing text, as in you're going to edit this text much like you would blog posts or something like that, but you're also editing the audio. And they have video now, needing to be updated. I see right here, so I can't actually show it to you. You can see the transcript and you can edit that, and it also edits the audio, and they have video now. And there's actually some pretty cool effects. Like you can see, I have this little section. I don't even remember what this is called. Like titles, subtitles, etc. Descript is actually really powerful, and they have a app as well. Mac app, Windows app, I'm pretty sure. And you can also use that to quickly record your screen, kind of like a Loom or a Screencastify or something like that. It's actually really nice. It is expensive. They do have a free plan. I don't know if you get all the fancy features. Their paid plans are more like $20, $30 a month and up, but Descript is super powerful. So to sum up the recording, you either use a DSLR, your phone, which you don't need softwares for, right? You just use your camera or your phone, and then you can upload into your editor or publish straight to your online course platform or whatever. If you're going to be doing screen shares, actually I have some different recommendations. I like Loom Ecamm Live. Loom is probably the first and easiest option for most people. Very user-friendly, requires almost no setup, you're good to go. Ecamm Live and OBS are a little bit more powerful. They are, well, Ecamm Live is paid, OBS is free. They are a little bit more difficult to set up and use, but they're way more flexible. They give you a lot of options. You can pipe in Skype calls. You can quickly switch between scenes like I'm doing right now to annoy you, and so forth. The only other thing I can truthfully recommend, because I've actually used it right now, well, Descript, but I don't actually recommend that for most people, is Screencast-O-Matic. Again, this is really new. I haven't been using it a long time, but from what I've seen so far, it is super easy to just start recording your screen and then get it into an editor. We'll talk about that in just a second. Actually, let's talk about it now. Let's dive into editing, because I think this is where a lot of people get tripped up. Your editor depends on a few things. Number one, your computer. Some of these editors are Mac only. A lot of them are Mac and Windows and pretty much anything. Do you have a fast computer? Like how fast? Like a couple of years old fast, or like an ancient computer that's going to hardly run these? It's going to be super hard to edit video. You're not going to be able to do a bunch of fancy effects or whatnot, which is okay. My second point here is that what kind of video do you need? How much do you need to edit? You just need to do some trimming, trim off the beginning of the video, the end of the video, and then maybe cut out some silences in between. If so, you can use literally any of these that I'm about to share and do it really, really easily. For the most part, those are the easy parts of video editing, and what I recommend most people start with: trimming off the beginning of a clip, trimming off the end of a clip, and then deleting footage in between. This is like a YouTube video that I did yesterday. That you can do pretty much anything. The only other thing I want to say about computer is if your fan is running, you hear that GPU in your computer, like it's starting to make noise, it's starting to sound like a bus, you know what I mean? That's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, if it's doing it for hours on end, if you're editing video for like 4 hours straight and that fan is just cranking and that processor is getting really hot, you might actually be doing some wear and tear on your computer. But if it's just for a couple of minutes while you're rendering, i.e. like rendering and exporting the video, it's okay. Don't freak out. If you're doing it for hours, you're gonna need to upgrade your computer, hire an editor, or find another solution. But don't worry about it if it's just for like a couple of minutes here and there. It's okay. That's normal. Okay, editing software. If you're looking for free, I would suggest iMovie if you are on Mac, or DaVinci Resolve if you are on Windows. And actually, DaVinci Resolve, I'm going to skip right to this one. It is so powerful. It is so powerful. It's way more powerful than iMovie or the old Windows Movie Maker or whatever. It's super awesome and it's completely free. However, it requires a little bit more to set up. I recommend going to YouTube, where you're at right now, and watch some different videos on setting up 17, I believe is the current version, although I still have 16. And I will also say that this is more taxing on my computer. I have a MacBook Pro than Final Cut Pro even, which is what I normally use to edit video, and iMovie for sure, even Premiere Pro, which I've used in the past. DaVinci Resolve eats up a lot of resources, but that's partially just because there's a lot there. It's a lot of features. There's a lot of stuff you can do with DaVinci Resolve, but of course there is a higher learning curve. And you can see it's not even like loaded now. It's like open one of these projects really quick. You can see it's taking a while. This is what the editor looks like. You can see I'm actually missing the source clip. I think I probably deleted it, but it's actually pretty easy to trim clips and use a blade tool to kind of like snap things. And if I want to delete this and move things around, if this is your basic edits, like you just need to trim and then remove some silences and stuff like that, and maybe even a basic title or two, you could probably figure out DaVinci Resolve pretty quick. And it's fairly easy to adjust audio. You can actually come over here to the audio section and do it. It's pretty easy. Just up, down, you can add effects if you know what you're doing. Deliver is where you would export it. You could export it in any sort of format you want. A little bit of YouTubing would help you get through DaVinci Resolve really quick. All right, I'm gonna breeze through the rest of these. Final Cut Pro is what I use. It's Mac only. It's very similar to Premiere Pro, which is the Adobe, it's the big one. You have to have the Adobe Creative Suite, I believe. I don't know, 15, 20, 30 bucks a month or something like that. I don't really like to pay that. This is a one-time only thing, Final Cut Pro, which is why I use it. I also use DaVinci Resolve because why not? It's free, super powerful, does some things better. Filmora is also one of the only other ones that I will officially recommend here. It's like 45 bucks a year or 70 bucks a year if you want more stuff. I've used this a few times and I gotta say, it's really user-friendly. It's creator-friendly. I mean, you can even see by their branding who they are targeting here. You go look at the DaVinci branding, it's way different. This is a little bit more user-friendly out of the box than DaVinci Resolve or even Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, but of course it's paid. It has great features. All the features on the ones I just mentioned are pretty much the same. Really quick, I wanna go through these other ones. The script that I mentioned, you can also edit video. You can record video through the webcam, through the screen recording, and you can also edit in Descript. Same thing with Loom, sort of. Loom has no fancy effects with their editor, but you can do some trimming. Like you just want to trim off the beginning and ends of your videos and even some spots like in the middle, you can do that with Loom. I don't know if that's on their free plan or not. Actually, I pay for Loom. I don't know, you'd have to go check out their pricing page. But Loom is actually really powerful for recording and trimming. If you want fancy effects or titles, you're not going to get it, but you could do Loom for that. Same thing with Screencast-O-Matic. Again, I've only been using this for a day, so don't hate me in the comments, but they have an editor as well. It actually opens up in the browser. They have a little app that you download or whatnot, and you can record. I'll just launch that. It's called Screen Recorder Launcher or something like that. You'll install this. You sign up for a plan or whatnot. You'll be able to quickly record. You can see I got screen here, webcam, both. Get your settings or whatnot. Oh, it's opening right here. There we go. It takes me a hot second. All right, it's not going to let me look at the moment just because I'm recording at the moment with eCam. But after you shoot a video, screen share or otherwise, you can actually like open it up in the video editor right in your browser. And it's actually pretty cool. It looks like it has a bunch of features. I played around with it yesterday just briefly, and it's very user-friendly. It is not fancy per se, but they have all the features you might want from a basic video editor. Oh, I have the Loom article open right here. How to trim your Loom video right there. So Screencast-O-Matic, I will actually recommend that as well for beginning online course videos. The only other ones I'll mention really quick are LumaFusion. This is a iPad and iPhone app. I don't know if it's on Android or not, actually. Same thing with Splice. Splice is another app. It's completely free. LumaFusion is like 20 or 30 bucks, one-time payment or something like that. And it's actually incredibly powerful. If you want to edit on your iPad, you have an iPad Pro and maybe your computer's a little bit older, or actually really quick and easy. You might be surprised, especially if you're going to be recording video on your phone or your iPad. If you can like get your videos into the LumaFusion app pretty easily on your iPad, it actually works super well. And they got trimming, titles, effects, the whole 9 yards. That's actually a really powerful thing, and it's pretty affordable too. So to sum that up, if you are going to be using something like Loom to record either via webcam or your screen share or both, and you don't need a bunch of titles or fancy effects, you can actually just use Loom and do some trimming right there in the Loom browser, and then you can download it You can download those Loom videos and publish to Podia or Thinkific or whatever you're doing for your online course. Super easy. Now, if you are recording via your phone or webcam or even Loom or any of these other apps, OBS, Ecamm or whatever, and you can, if your computer can handle it, if you don't mind watching a few YouTube videos to learn how to use it, I recommend a dedicated video editor like Final Cut Pro is what I use. Vinci Resolve is probably also what I recommend. It is fancy. It is bloated. It's a big piece of software. It is really powerful, but you can actually start using it pretty quickly. If you're not doing a whole bunch of fancy stuff, just figuring out how to trim, add a title or two, and then export, that actually won't take you that long. It'll be okay. Now, if you were to get into color grading, that would be a different story, but DaVinci Resolve is really great for that. And if you have Adobe CC, just use Premiere Pro. Just go. You're fine. All right. I want to move on now and talk about gear, equipment. I want to start giving you some options, budget-friendly options for recording videos, and then, up to like $1,000, $1,500 max. I don't want to go much above that because most people don't need that. So really quick, I'll show you what I got right here. Your phone most likely has a super powerful camera with crappy audio. We'll talk about audio in a second, but your phone is actually completely fine. If you do use your phone or your iPad or something like that, I recommend either getting a tripod on Amazon. You can get one fairly affordable, or pile up some books or a cardboard box or something and figure out a way to get your phone at eye level. You'd be surprised how much it makes a difference. If your phone is down here, don't be holding it, by the way, that would look terrible. Just try and get it up here at your chin or your eye level, the proper distance away. That'll actually make the world of difference. And your phone can be completely fine. Seriously. And then you can edit with LumaFusion or Splice if you wanted to, and then just, send it to your Dropbox or Drive and then upload to Podia or Vimeo or whatever you're using. We'll talk about those platforms for courses in just a second. But your phone, iPad, actually surprisingly fine, except for the audio. We'll talk about that in a second. So I want to talk about webcams, or what I think 99% of people should do. I'm actually just going to open up Amazon and just type in webcam and just see what pops up. If you are a beginning online course creator, you don't want to spend $2,000 on a setup. Even if you have it, I don't actually recommend it because it doesn't make that big of a difference and it requires a lot more work. Where something like this is roughly what I have. You can actually see it in my video, can't you? This is old. This is an older version. This is the C920 or something. I've had this for years, super long time. It looks like there's an upgraded version right here for 99 bucks. Also, I'm not going to lie, if you just were to get one of these, you'd probably be fine. Like a $17 knockoff brand. C920, that's my exact one. 77 bucks. They have cheaper ones like this one right here. Oh, this one more expensive. But in general, you can just get a webcam and you're probably going to be super fine. You can use a webcam really easily. If you are going to be sharing your screen as well as a picture like this, obviously you probably won't be using your phone or an iPad or something like that. You're going to need a webcam. I suggest spending 50 to 100 bucks and calling it a day. You can pipe those into Loom or Ecamm or OBS or all of them. They'll recognize your webcam. That's by far the easiest and fastest and cheapest way to get really good video. The only other thing I'll say is, of course, the DSLR. I recommend, so right now, this picture that you're seeing right here is from a Sony a6400. I love it. I've used several DSLRs in around the $1,000 price range, and I love it. Actually, it's not as DSLR, it's a mirrorless camera. But Sony a6400 is absolutely fantastic. The Canon M50, I've actually recommended to a lot of people. I had the earlier version of this. The M50 is a little bit newer than the one I had before this Sony, and it's a little bit cheaper. It's $400 or $500, $600-$700 if you get it with a little kit with some different lenses or whatnot. And it's supposed to be really great. Again, I had the older version, which was still really great. It was fantastic. Also, you could go with a Rebel T7i, T8i. I don't even know what I we're on now. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a T7i about 2 years ago. Also fantastic. A little bit more expensive than the M50, but really great. Has great autofocus. You can plug it in to your computer and use it like a webcam. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually going through an HDMI cable, which you can't see, down into my MacBook Pro. I have to use a Cam Link 4K, 150 bucks. If you're using a Canon, I don't even think you need a Cam Link. You can just use a USB cable. As in, I use the Cam Link because I have to have an HDMI cable. You don't need that if you have a Canon. I think you could just use a USB. Don't quote me on that. Go look at OBS or Ecamm Live or whatever you're using, or whatever computer you're using, Mac versus PC. But you can just plug your DSLR or mirrorless camera right into your computer, just like a webcam. Hopefully that made sense. I feel like I was being confusing there. Last point before I talk about audio, which is incredibly important. If you're going to be using the Canon or a Sony or any other DSLR-ish sort of thing, I recommend investing in a lens. It makes a world of difference. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not a camera gear expert. There are plenty of people on YouTube way better than I am for sure. I am just going to share the one that I got because A, it's pretty affordable. I think it was like $300-ish. 2, it's fantastic for that money. The next best lens out of all the research I did was like $1,000 plus. And then 3, you can use this lens that I have right now. They have a Canon version and a Sony version. This is a Sigma 16mm f-stop 1.4 lens. You just go to Amazon, search Sigma 16mm right here. It'll just pop right up. They have them for Canon. This says for Sony E-mount. That is the name of the mount on my Sony camera. That one, $370. I swear it was like a little bit cheaper than that. And then they have Canon EFM mount right there. A little bit more expensive, but there you go. This is well worth it. This makes your $600 camera, your $1,000 camera seem like a $3,000 camera. It's well worth the $300-400 in my opinion. If you have the budget for that, if you don't, I actually recommend just using a webcam. Just go get your like Logitech C920 or whatever. Just use that. It's $100. Is it going to look as good as what you're seeing right now? No, it won't. Is it going to be okay for people watching your online courses? Yes, absolutely. All right, audio. Audio is arguably way more important for online course videos than video. Audio, equally important, if not more important than the actual video. And I swear, people, the built-in camera on your laptop, if you have one, like a MacBook Pro camera or whatever, is probably fine. Maybe you don't even need to go spend $100 on a webcam. You can use that built-in thing. Is it a little bit ugly? Yeah, maybe. Is it DSLR quality? No. Can you prop it up on some books just to make it like more eye level so you're not staring down at the camera? That's super weird. Yeah, it'll probably work, but you need good audio. I don't care if you're using a DSLR, a webcam, or your built-in camera on your laptop or whatever, you need decent audio. Thankfully, you don't have to do these setups with like a Behringer audio interface. You can't really see down there. I recommend one of 2 things. Number 1, just get a USB mic that plugs straight into your computer. That 2100X ATR 2100 is the one that I have always recommended and will always recommend as long as it is still awesome, which it is. Less than $100 or about $100 actually. There it is right there, $100. And you never need another microphone. It's just awesome. Like you'll need a stand, maybe these little itty bitty stands that come with it are kind of crap. I recommend a Gator framework stand. It's actually the one you're seeing in the video right now. Gator Frameworks stand. It's a desktop stand. They make a lot of stands. There's the one. That's the exact one I'm using right there. $33. And I've been using this for 3.5 years, carting it all across the country multiple times. It's still standing. It weighs a ton. It feels really good. Super solid. It's awesome. There it is right there. It's awesome. The only other thing that I can officially recommend is a really cheap, don't spend a lot of money on this, lavalier microphone. These are cool for a few different reasons. Number 1, they're easy to use. You just plug it in, you clip it on your shirt, you can run it up through your shirt like some of my earlier YouTube videos if you want, and you can move around. Like if I move away from this mic, you can't hear me quite as well as when I move closer. But a lavalier mic, you don't have to worry about it. It's just right there. You're good to go. Also, you can just plug it into your computer or you can just plug it into your phone. If you're going to be using your phone, you might have to have an adapter depending on your phone or whatnot, but you just plug the lav mic in there and walk around and go. It's mobile, baby. You can do whatever you want. And they're super affordable and they sound way better than your internal mic. I have a Power Dewise. That's it right there. This is the exact one I have. It's $39. It's fantastic. It really works. It does a great job. You can plug it in. It has an extension thing, as you can see right there. It comes with some little foam things, a little adapter for your phone. You'll need that if you want to use it for your phone. If you just use it for your computer, you can generally just plug it into the headphone jack. Even on a MacBook Pro, by the way, just plug it into your headphone jack. It works just fine. And it's great. It's absolutely great. I recommend that. Again, I'm going to say this straight into the camera one more time. Video, use what you have. You use a phone, it's fine. Use Loom with a webcam. You're going to be absolutely fine to record video, but you need good audio. And thankfully, you can spend $30, get one of these lavalier microphones, or upgrade to a $100 USB microphone. This is not one of them. This is an XLR mic. It's going to be the world of difference. It makes a huge difference. For YouTube and course creation, I'm going to argue audio. You can't skimp out on audio. If you're going to spend $50, period, out of anything, you can use Loom for free. You can use your built-in camera, pay for a microphone. I truly believe that. So actually that was a pretty good summary. I feel like it depends on your budget. I recommend if you're going to spend money and you don't want to spend a lot of money on video, just grab a webcam. A Logitech will be fine, and spend a little bit of money on a microphone. A lavalier mic you can get for 30, 50 bucks on Amazon. And again, I even got the off-brand stuff. I didn't get like an Audio Technica or anything. I just got like some off-brand thing. It works great. I've been using it for years. Or the ATR 2100 is my go-to USB microphone recommendation. I have some other videos that I'll link to in the description where I talk about lots of podcasting gear or whatnot, but I actually recommend that sort of stuff. And then that's pretty much it. All right, really quick, let me wrap up with where to host your online course videos and or deliver them. First of all, I'm just going to recommend a course platform, an LMS. If you want to get super fancy, learning management software, I believe is what it stands for. I use Podia, and I've used Podia for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. I've used Thinkific. I've used Teachable, I've used Lifter LMS, I've used LearnDash, I've used them all, baby. Podia is what I recommend and use. It's by far the best bang for your buck, user-friendly, the most creator-friendly platform I've used for courses, period. You can also do digital downloads, you can also do memberships, you can do the whole 9 yards. I love it. I fully recommend Podia. I have a full Podia tutorial and review series, which you can go check out on YouTube, but I recommend them. However, I will throw out some other options for you. First, there are a bunch of platforms like MemberVault or a whole host of other platforms for memberships and courses or whatnot that don't actually host your videos. And you can use something like Vimeo or a YouTube Unlisted, which is what a lot of them recommend. I don't actually recommend using YouTube for hosting online course videos, only because of like end screens, and that's just not what YouTube was meant to do. So embedding it is a little weird. It's always going to have YouTube branding and stuff like that. Vimeo, way more features for removing Vimeo branding, customizing your embed player, customizing your colors, customizing your end screen so it's not trying to take people off of your course video and onto YouTube or onto Vimeo. It doesn't try to do any of that. They do have a free plan. I think it's pretty limited, but the paid plans actually start pretty cheap as well. I use Vimeo. I have for a lot of different stuff. I use Podia. That's where most of my courses are, and that's where my videos are hosted for my courses for the most part. But I also have a lot of stuff hosted here on Vimeo. I think I pay $200 a year-ish for that. I have some challenges that I do, just random other mini courses that are hosted not on Podia, like in a Google Doc or something. I'll just link out to, this is for Copy Blocks. It's a product I have. It's literally just like a form and a Google Doc and some other resources like that. And I just link out to unlisted Vimeo videos. If that makes any sense. You can't find them publicly. You can't Google and find any of these things. Only the people with my private links can access these sort of things. But it looks great. It works great. Good to go. This is a fairly budget option. Now, last thing, if you use Descript or Loom or Screencast-O-Matic, they will actually give you links to their videos, right? As soon as you record the video, it'll give you a link to it. Loom, it even copies it right after you finish recording. I can't remember if the other ones do that as well, but Screencast-O-Matic does this as well. It'll give you a public link. You can also make private. You can also put a password on it if you wanted to, and share it like this. The script even has transcripts automatically included underneath it. Like, this is a video page. You could do this. You could make this a private link. You could put a password on it. I'm not sure if you can do this on the free plan or not. You could also only people you invite. So these won't be public videos. You could do an online course like this. I don't really recommend it. I actually recommend going with a Podia or Teachable or something like that. But if you are using one of these tools right here to record and edit, you could also use them to host the video files and just link your students to those videos. Again, it doesn't feel like an online course really, so I don't really recommend it, but that is an option. And that, my friends, is actually where I leave you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Drop me a comment below if you have any questions or want to just say, hey, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment, bro. I love it. Hashtag YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada. And I'll see you guys. Happy course creating, happy video creating. Adios.